Hello.
That was good, wasn't it? We had a little warm-up together, listening to Bruce Springsteen. Got you in the mood, didn't it?
No.
No? Oh.
I was thinking, I hope he's going to turn that off soon. Got stuff to do.
I don't think it was. He was loving it. He was loving it. You got stuff
I
to do?
I thought you were having some big build-up into it and you were going to come in singing. So I was thinking, all right, maybe there's a purpose. And then you came in and then there was nothing. So actually, it was just a big letdown.
Can do it. I'll put it back on if you want.
No, it's all right. It's finished now. The moment's over.
All right. Calm down. So what, you got things to do? What have you got to do?
Podcast. Podcast.
Okay, that's the one thing in the week that you actually have to do. Apart from
Fucking
that.
not. No, it's not. I've got shitloads of classes at the moment.
Got loads of stuff to do, mate. Got loads of stuff. I'm busy man. Got to see a man about a dog.
Yeah.
What busy things have you been doing this week?
Can't tell you.
That's the answer. What I would expect.
Get in trouble.
Getting in trouble. What trouble have you got into?
No, I mean, if I tell you.
You'll get in trouble. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. You know, that's what all secret agents say.
Not a secret agent. No.
If I told you, I'll have to kill you.
No, I wouldn't have to kill you. I wouldn't kill you because I'm nice. Then I'd just be in trouble, wouldn't I?
Fair enough. So that's like a nice secret agent.
Yeah. But they'd probably kill you. They'd probably kill you.
Yeah, they probably would, to be fair. They'd find out and then they'd, yeah. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Your secret life of being a secret agent.
You brought it up.
All right, should we look at some emails?
Well, can you look at one?
Cool one. Okay, what's the one email that you've got sent in?
Well, it's from Little Nancy from Winchester.
Little Nancy, she called herself that, yeah? Or you know her?
No, she's called just Nancy from Winchester. I just like to put little names on the front.
That's what I thought was happening, but go on.
Little Nancy from Winchester said, why don't you change the name of the podcast to the Toddcast?
It wouldn't make sense, would it, Nancy? It wouldn't make sense. If he does his own podcast, then yeah, it's a good start. It's a good name for him to start his own podcast. But I'm not changing our podcast to the Toddcast. Sorry, Nancy.
Right.
But yeah, thanks. But thanks for listening and thanks for emailing in. We appreciate every email and every listener.
I appreciate it more than you do, though.
Yeah, probably. I got an email in asking you, what's your favourite gun?
I like the I like Winchester rifle.
Winchester rifle?
I've already said that because I got Nancy's from Winchester, so that was the first thing that came to my head. Let me actually think what my favourite is.
Yeah, have a think of what your favourite
gun is. Well, I don't know all the names of guns.
I thought he was an expert being a secret agent.
At the moment, I'd say a big iron. I don't know exactly what one, but I'd want a big iron.
Big iron?
Yeah, because...
What's a big iron?
I don't know, but I know there's a cowboy song I like. It's called Big Iron. And it's about a cowboy who goes into town to get Texas Red, who's got 21 notches on his gun and he beats everyone who kills him. But Big Iron has like stand off with him and wins.
Yeah.
And he take with his big iron. I don't know exactly what his big iron is, but I want that.
I'm guessing that the big iron is just like saying that it's a gun. I don't think the gun's called a big iron, but we'll go with that as your answer.
But if I was going to actually have my own gun, really, I'd have like a really small, light gun that I can draw quickly, hide away, throw away, and because really you don't need a massive gun to kill someone or to stop someone. I'm not looking for like a massive thing, so just a small little handy thing like that little one from Men in Black, but it doesn't have to be that powerful.
Right. The past 30 seconds, I've no idea what's happened. Don't know if it's my internet or his internet.
It's all right. I haven't been.
Can we just consolidate all the information that we've got from this one simple question and get a one-word answer from you? What is your favourite gun?
I don't know all the names of the guns, but it'd be a really small one that I can just tuck away quickly and just really like. It's easy to handle and shoot, conceal.
Right. Okay. So we don't know, but okay, a little mini one.
All right, Colt 45.
Colt 45. Okay, thank you. Right. So you might want to watch this film actually. What's it called? I don't know what it's called.
Old
Richard.
Shep.
No, right there.
Little Richard.
No, old.
Been listening to lots of country music this week. Watched a couple of cowboy films. My favourite 2 cowboy songs I've been listening to. One would be My Rifle, My Pony and Me, if you want to give it a chance. And the other one is They're Hanging Me Tonight. It's a pretty sad song, that is, but really nice, by Marty Robbins. So while Alex is searching for stuff, there's a couple of cowboy song suggestions for you. Plenty more where that came from. If you want us to check out my Spotify and look at my country playlist, it's called Country, and I'm my username's Sumahama, Sumahama, which is a Beach Boys song. So if you want to check it out, there's plenty more old stuff on there as well. Got a good Motown Soul playlist. It's pretty useful. I'll say that's pretty good. A lot of songs on there you probably like that you might not have heard before as well. You might not be into country. I didn't get into country until a bit later on in life myself. Very recently, actually, apart from like obviously the obvious ones like Johnny Cash and that. But okay, I've been told to wind it up. Alex, it seems like Alex is ready now. I was
for a
waiting
while.
for
I've just been listening to your shameless plug of your Spotify.
I was just doing it because usually when this kind of things happens, you just like cut it. So I thought this way you don't have to do any.
Yeah, I'll keep all of that in.
Any work, you can just leave it.
I'll keep all of it in. Right, the film is called Old Henry. It's like a western, but it's a new film. It's been released, I think, this year. But it's like a take on a western. It's quite good, I think.
Ooh, I imagine it could be quite good, but I reckon there might be. I can see a few things that might upset me already.
So it's not even. He doesn't know anything about the film, and he's already decided that there's problems with it.
No, I'm going to try it.
All right. Well, so that's your homework for this week then.
All right, I'll give you one to watch that you might like. You know Billy the Kid, right?
Yeah.
There's one you might be interested in, right? It's about Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. It might just be called Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, actually. It's got Bob Dylan in it, actually.
Isn't that a really old film?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's got Bob Dylan in it, I'm guessing.
It's not that old then, is it? It's like late 60s then? Early 70s? It's not that old.
You know my rule is I don't watch films before 1979.
Some of the most famous westerns are like 40s. Searchers.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch westerns. Having said that, we got our intro music from a western. So, okay, I'll watch it.
Okay.
All right, there we go. So we've got 2 westerns to watch. Right, next email is why is brushing your teeth so annoying? Like, at the end of the day, I just dread having to brush my teeth, even though it's only for 2 minutes, but I just really hate it. Opinions on that? Is it the worst thing in the world, or...?
Nah, I mean, it's not something you enjoy doing, is it? But, I mean, you always feel better after you've done it.
I do think it's something that is, like, I don't know what the word is, but illogically feels worse than it should be. It's just 2 minutes brushing your teeth, but I always put brushing my teeth off. Like, I can spend like half an hour sitting on my bed procrastinating about brushing my teeth for 2 minutes. I think it's more like I think the morning one isn't as bad as the nighttime one. Especially when you're tired, you're lying in bed. Yeah, the nighttime one.
It's similar. It's like when you need a piss. You know that you're not going to. If you don't do a piss in the morning, you're going to feel horrible and can't sleep very well. But you know it's good for you, and that's a decision you have to make.
That's the worst thing when you're hungover and you wake up. You're in bed and you need a wee. And you probably need some water as well. And you think, all I've got to do is go to the toilet and get a glass of water, but it's that pilgrimage. It seems like absolutely ages. So then usually what will happen is you'll go and get water and have a piss. And then you'll wake up and then you'll realise that you actually didn't go and get water and have a piss and it was just a dream. And then you're like...
I find that was a bit more of a problem in England, where it's especially in the winter. Where it's not in Thailand, I don't feel so bad with that. But
I mean, it could be. I'm
going
off memory here. I haven't been drunk for a while.
when you drink and you got you think I have to drink loads of water here and you have to keep getting up during the night.
Yeah,
it is annoying, but whatever. I heard from someone the other day. He's 35. Said now he's 40 something. He said after he turned 35, he just stopped having hangovers. And that might be the answer to that question. You see these old men drinking beer all day, every day. You think, how? Maybe there just comes a time in your life where...
Or maybe, but I always heard that you get worse hangovers if you get older. However, I don't believe that's true. I don't know.
He said he still gets tired, but he just doesn't have the hangover part.
But everyone always says that. They will say, oh, your hangovers get worse as you get older. But everyone's been saying that since they were like 25. I'm like, my hangovers haven't changed. My worst hangover was when I was 18, by far. I mean, that's probably partly because I drank way.
Yeah, if you always think about the last one, it's like when you watch a good film, that's like your favourite film, all of a sudden, and because you can't quite grasp the feeling of when you watch that other class film you watched, or the other good book you read.
Mm. All right, anyway, last email says, how woke is too woke?
Woke. Just woke. Any woke. Too woke.
Any woke is too woke.
Yeah, any woke is too woke. Because the word itself tells you, it means you're a patronising twat, doesn't it? Because you're describing yourself as, you're saying that you're awake.
Yeah, that's
using
true. And everyone else is
fucking...
asleep.
Yeah,
so I've taken the red pill. You've all got the blue pill.
You've taken the liberty of saying I know everything and you don't. Come on, wake up, everyone. Who the fuck do you think you are? So even if you describe yourself as woke, you're a fucking knobhead.
I like to open the box a little bit and let him out a little bit, but then he just starts barging out the box. And goes, no, I want to tell you this, and this, and this. He's just got too many opinions, hasn't he? So I let a little bit out for comedy appeal, but then I got to shut it back down so he doesn't quite get out of the box. All right, that was the emails. Let's move on to the news.
Right.
I've got 3 pieces of news, all Western news. So shall I just go with the Western news first?
Mad, isn't it? So, like, I didn't even expect. I've been watching like Western films like this week and stuff, listening to like country and Western music, and just by chance, you got 3 pieces.
Let me keep a straight face over that.
Of Western news.
I think we know what the theme of this week's podcast is.
What's been happening in New Mexico this week?
Well, apparently they play rugby over there. Professionally in the Western era, and a schoolboy was found in floods of tears after a drunk rugby fan vomited on him at his first game. You shouldn't laugh because it's horrible, but what it does remind me of, as we always say on this podcast, is rugby fans are as bad as football fans. They just think that they are better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did feel sorry for him, he was Welsh, so you know what I mean.
How old is he? And I don't feel sorry for him anyway.
Bit of banter. I mean, it's a good story to tell when you're a bit older. Shouldn't be crying over that.
Yeah, how old is he?
Come on,
he's a schoolboy. He's not 3.
Let's say he's 12.
He's at least 5.
Yeah, he's at least 5. Yeah, but I mean, obviously it's not great, but at the end of the day, like someone
you have a laugh and you go, and your dad goes,
you better buy me a beer.
You can get me a pint now.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's what his dad should be saying.
Yeah.
And then
then takes a picture of his son.
Yeah. Next to him going, my first game and I got vomited on.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I agree with that. I reckon that's probably the attitude to have on that one. Not crying. Right, next one. This is. I wondered if this was what you thought of this technique, because I know you've talked about this techniques of dealing with these situations before. Husband punched shark in the nose to save his wife from an attack.
Did it work?
Well, the guy's still alive, so I assume so. But I know you've tried a different technique, haven't you? You said this before, where you...
Oh, yeah. I did it different, yeah.
You just punched straight through his mouth, did you? And just ripped it out?
No. That's what you do. That's what do with crocodiles. Okay. You can't get your hand deep enough with sharks, really. But crocodiles, if you're on with a shark, when I was attacked by a shark, I found that when I went to punch it, actually, I found I'm not very strong underwater, and he's pretty rapid.
That's the problem.
And I found that I got my timing all wrong. So he actually got his nose out in front of my fist when it was meant to be on his hook. So what I did was, and it opened his mouth, I just jammed my hand in its gills. So he couldn't breathe, and then he was like, "Oh, what's happening?" And then I just let it go, and it ran off. Well, I didn't run; it swam off.
Yeah, okay. So, guys, anyone listening, we've got 2 different attacks styles for dealing with shark attacks. Take your pick. Either punch on the nose, but as Todd just alluded to there, that might not work because if you're underwater, your hands lose a bit of speed. So another good technique is rag your hands in the gills and just choke them until they just go, and then just rag them off.
Actually, you don't need to wait that long. They're like
instantaneous.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can just carry on chilling. All right, nice one. And last piece of news is giant 4-foot penis stolen from shop in the UK.
Well,
I assume it wasn't a real. I assume it was a model penis. I assume it wasn't an actual penis that was been stolen and he's 4 foot.
I can't believe this is making the news. I mean, surely someone saw someone with it. It was like
it's probably
it was a
drunk, isn't it?
hen party.
Yeah, hen party probably. Yeah.
Do you
think it's probably one of them inflatable ones? Thinking about it.
Probably.
Is this why you don't delve into the stories? Is it because in my head it was like a massive, like of a statue or something, and they'd chopped it off and they'd stolen it. But now it's when you say that, it's probably just a hen who's stolen. They haven't even probably wasn't even inflated. It was probably just a packet that they stole, like a Thingy's joke store, Smithy's joke store. He's got a packet of that and just stolen it. And they were like,
she probably just walked out with it, forgot to pay for it.
Probably, yeah.
Probably paid for other stuff. Walked out with that.
Right, sorry for dissecting the news stories and finding out actually that was a bit of a rubbish story. We'll move on to the Far East news now.
Okay. The Far East news this week is, to be honest, there was no good news.
Building it up again.
There's no good news. No, there was no good news at all, so I didn't include any.
So we haven't got any.
No, we got news, and I can pretend it's Far East if you want.
Yeah, do that, please.
All right. Let me think. South Korean, 480-pound woman charged with involuntary manslaughter after husband died while performing oral sex.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So what's the basis of manslaughter? You have to do something wrong for that, don't you?
Yeah, but I thought it was interesting because remember the other week when I actually made up some news that wasn't real news.
Is this real? Can you stop pissing about now? Is this real news?
This is real. I really read this news. Now I didn't go on to other news sources and check it. You can type this in now and you'll find it. Yes.
Okay, we'll just take that as a yes. Go on, carry on.
Yes, you will. But I mean, I don't, like you say, I don't want to delve.
Oh, that's fine.
So 480-pound woman, yeah. So she was sat on his face. Like when he's like,
obviously,
they're like that, and they're like, just like, and then when she like doing it, like rubbing around and stuff, when she come off, he wasn't breathing. She called
but that's not manslaughter. To be manslaughter, you have to do something wrong. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's why they called it involuntary manslaughter.
But then is that a crime? Involuntary manslaughter?
No, but if it was something, I wouldn't. Would it be manslaughter?
How can that be a crime? Like I've accidentally. I've fallen over.
Reckless endangerment?
Yeah, but it's... What? Like, okay, let's say we're eating together and I'm feeding someone some food and they accidentally choke on the food. Is that manslaughter?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, I think it's savage. I even think it's sad sometimes when people punch someone and then they die and they have to get put in jail for years. Like, we've all punched someone. I haven't.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never punched anyone in my life.
Okay, so I mean, I'll let you know next week if it's 100% fact. Probably is though. I can imagine this has happened sometime. 480 pounds is really heavy, and he's really skinny.
Is it heavy? Is it heavy? I have no idea because you read it in American numbers. I don't know what that means, mate.
Because she's American.
Yeah, but I don't understand I have no idea what that means. I've got no grasp. You know, really knows.
Okay, it's about 220 kilograms, which is about
220 kilograms. Is that a joke?
Yeah. No.
Can humans get to that size?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I might be wrong, but say it's over 200 kilograms.
So that's like nearly 3 of me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Loads of humans
nearly 3 of me before lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
All right.
And that's news for today.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to the news, guys.
Yeah.
Got many sections today.
Yeah, I got a few sections.
Oh, okay. I've got an education section.
All right.
So this is good for you actually. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of Asian news, but I don't know how. It's not really news. It's old. It's been going for a while. But right, birds. Right, birds' nests.
Soup.
Yeah. Well, you know that's popular, don't you?
Yeah. I've eaten it.
Yeah. How does it taste, by the way?
I mean, like, all right.
You know what it is.
It's all right.
You know the
Spit.
making. Yeah, it's just some bird just keeps gobbing on to make its nest, gobbing around.
Yeah.
So obviously,
I think it's really good for you, don't they? I really think it's good for your skin. So girls drink it.
Yeah, it's rumoured to have health benefits and believed around Southeast Asia that has loads of health benefits. But it's really hard to get, and they've got to go down to like dangerous caves and find these little birds' nests and stuff.
Yeah.
I think there was an issue with the birds like being extinct or whatever. Well, not extinct, but like there's not that many of them. It's hard to get. So
massive issue that is.
Well, it is for the people that want to sell the birds' nests.
Yeah. You know, I've been trying to eat dodo for a while. Just can't get any.
You can't get any dodo, mate. Annoying. So it's by the way, if anyone listening, they're really, really expensive. I can't remember, like a kilogram's worth like a few £1,000s, something like that. So what they've done in Thailand is
don't ask me how I've tried it.
Have I tried it? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I can't wing. I've never been able to wing.
You can if you practice.
Blink. You said that about the eyebrow, trying to get the rocks eyebrow.
How much have you practiced it since you gave up, didn't you?
I did practice for like a few hours, and then I stopped. So anyone listening now, try and blink, and try and do the rocks eyebrow. Let us know if you can do one or the other, both or none. I reckon there's a correlation. I reckon if you can't blink, you can't do the rocks eyebrow, and vice versa.
I know I couldn't always do the rocks eyebrow, and now I can. And I couldn't do it at all with mother eyebrow, and it's slowly improving with old age. This eyebrow will be this eyebrow one day.
All right.
Holding it down, that's not the training.
All right. Anyway. So this is just an interesting thing what Thai people have started doing. They've got this island down, it's probably around Phuket somewhere like that. I've made that up, but I think it is around Phuket. And what they've done is they've got an old abandoned house, it's like a big building, so like, I don't know what it was, not a house, but quite big. Opened up all the windows, smashed them all in, and put speakers in, yeah. And guess what they did?
With bird calls.
Bird calls, and all the birds have been going in there and living there, and putting the bird's nest in.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they go, they nick the bird's nest. However, the guy looked a little bit cheeky when he was going in. He says, "My job is to check to see if the birds have left the nest, and then I can take the nest." And I bet you don't always check. I bet you just rob the nest sometimes, even when they're still in there.
Mm-hmm.
He looked a bit cheeky. I mean, I'm putting words in his mouth there, and I'm probably slandering the poor man, but whatever.
So you can slander poor people, you just can't slander rich people.
Probably is a good rule for life, yeah, because poor people aren't really going to be able to do anything about it. Rich people can afford the legal fees. Having said that, I haven't named him, so I think I'm all right. Anyway. Although, to be fair, if he's selling birds' nests, maybe he's rich. Good bloke, he's a good bloke. I take that back, what I said about him. Oh, that was my education section. Hope that helped you. Cultural learnings.
I've got. I was having some thoughts.
Yeah.
Inspired by a Facebook post I saw. The absolutes. Let me know what you think. Absolutes are the death knells of vocabulary. Seeing them either.
I can't. Whoever writes like this, I just can't bother talking to you.
No. This is what I just thought.
Well, okay. This is directed at you, mate, and this is when your story gets written like this.
You put up with it for long enough.
You don't talk like this, do you? Really? You just bring it out for the podcast.
I don't, but this is what I thought. What made me think it. You'll understand
knoll?
what I mean.
What's a death knoll?
It's like.
I've never heard you say the word death knoll in your life.
Okay, let me explain. Someone's there was a picture of like a fat model next to a slim model, and going, everyone's beautiful. And this bloke's put, everyone's beautiful. Doesn't matter what they look like or whatever. Everyone's beautiful. I thought that's what I mean. So that makes the word beautiful an absolute, doesn't it? Everyone's beautiful. So now that word means nothing. Yeah. That's why that vocabulary. Now everyone thinks everyone's beautiful. That word means nothing.
So what we need is a new word to go past.
Yeah.
Beautiful, don't we?
Like all the poets like trying to explore what beauty is. It's all right. Dave said everyone's beautiful, so
yeah.
And so that was a bit annoying. It's other words like awesome and wonderful, like full of wonder, or like they should be like alongside like I don't know, ecstasy and no, ecstasy has even been changed, hasn't it? I think of a drug now when I think of it.
So. It's like a bad word, isn't it? Before it was good.
Yeah. Euphoria. There should be like awesome. It's not now, is it? Anything's awesome. Like, did you get there on time? Awesome. Full of awe. So yeah, I didn't like that. Also, the two models, one fat, one thin. The fat ones have never got a fat face, have they?
That is the interesting thing that you said there. Whenever you see people talking about how beautiful a plus size model is, they fail to account for the fact that the plus size model is still picked because she has a pretty face. Mm-hmm. So even though they're trying to pretend that they care about body positivity, they don't really, because that woman is still the small 0.1% of that community that has a pretty face. But she's still been picked on physical attractiveness. So
they're still just trying to sell underwear.
Yeah, they're still trying to sell underwear. So it just shows the whole thing is just a bit of a farce, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Just to get people to think, oh yeah, if I'm buying that, I'm really helping body positivity. It doesn't matter that obviously loads of other models probably got turned down because they were said, no, yeah, you haven't got a nice enough face.
It also says something about people and like how little they think about. Like if I get fat and you tell me, "Are you looking good, mate?" Well, you shut the fuck up, man. Are you going to shut the fuck up? What the hell are you talking about? Patronising knobhead. Like, come on. Do the people not look at themselves and think, and then someone goes, "Oh, you look great. You never told me you looked great before, did you? Why is that, you jealous bitch? What is going on? Oh, I look good all of a sudden, now I'm fat." Anyways. Next.
Just to let you know that the opinions expressed by Big Mac McKenty are not representative of the Ownership Podcast team. Thanks for that section. My camera's about to turn off, so I'm going to have to swap this over to the next section. Right, so this is the next section after that break.
Okay. Okay.
Did you know that my Google thing that keeps keeps interrupting the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time I say I'm not going to...
Why you change that from annoying to interrupted? No, I don't care about the interruptions. It's just annoying.
So every time I ask it to play music, it's supposed to play my music that I like. That's what it's supposed to do. But every now and then it'll just play Lewis Capaldi.
Music that it likes.
Yeah, but it's the same song every time. Lewis Capaldi, something like, what's it called? Someone You Loved or something like that.
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
But now I've listened to it that much, I actually quite like the song, so I'm actually becoming a bit of a fan of Lewis Capaldi now. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, no.
He's got quite a good voice, to be fair.
The ugly Scottish bloke, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not the best looking, is he? But he seems like quite a sound lad. I've seen him in interviews and stuff. But his voice doesn't sound like when he speaks. It's well different, isn't it?
Put some funny tweets out and stuff, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, I just thought that was a funny little anecdote. That's why I started listening to it now. Another thing, actually, my phone. This is another thing talking about technology. I noticed yesterday. I can't remember what I was typing. If it was to you or something. But I put no biggie. Like, it's not a big thing. It's no biggie.
Like, that's why they're not playing all the music you like? Because the phone thought you were saying...
Well, that's what I was about to say. It corrected biggie to have a capital B. So obviously it thinks I'm talking about Biggie Smalls. I put no biggie, as in not a big deal, and it corrected it. And it's done it twice. I checked it a few times. It still does it. Corrects it to Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Technology's it's I'm scared. It's scary. It's scary with the way technology.
The other day, I just wanted a couple of beers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I wanted one beer. Go on my own. I said no 2-pack. You know, and then my music changes.
Yeah. No 2-pack of it. And it's deleted all gangster rap from your playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
Annoying.
Another thing, animals are annoying, aren't they?
They can be, yeah. Especially pests.
Mainly, I get all they have to kill, eat each other alive and stuff. I get it. Mainly, they're ungrateful. Some of them eat each other alive, don't they? Mainly, they're ungrateful. You know, like everything we do for them.
Yeah.
All the nice things. Like, I saw. They keep coming up on my feed. It must because I watched one, so they keep showing me more of them.
Yeah.
I watched some bloke free a fox from some hole, and then today I saw a bear with his head in a tub, and they like sawed it out and helped him. There was like a sheep in a hole that helped out, and all of them, as soon as they're out, they just fuck off, don't they?
Fuck off, don't they? Yeah. Just run off. Ungrateful little bastards.
Yeah, and then the people coming like, I think you knew they were trying to help them, really. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes it worse, doesn't it? At least if they didn't know they were trying to help them, at least they think they're fleeing from danger.
Yeah.
But they knew.
I think they knew, and then you ran off. You didn't say thank you, not once. You didn't shake the person's hand. You didn't come back with a gift. You just fucked off, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just fucked off. And I bet you won't learn from it. I bet you're going to do the same shit again, won't you? And then we'll have to spend more resources getting you back. Do you pay taxes for these fire brigades coming out and sorting you out? No, you don't, do you? You don't give a shit, do you? Wankers.
I know. So I think people better stop like praising animals too much.
Yeah, stop helping them out, if anything.
Yeah.
I mean, evolution.
And I've got a little story to that end. Actually, I wasn't going to link these together, but I've been teaching my girlfriends and nephews, and I got them to write some stories, and I think the stories are pretty funny, so I'd like to read them to you.
Okay.
And they've got morals.
Can we just replace the story section that we were supposed to do this week with this?
Yeah, whatever, sure. So they've written
so this
two
is
each.
The story section. They've
written two each. I'll choose what I think is the best of each of them or the funniest. So this is the first one by Hugo, 9 years old, called. Now the titles have barely anything to do with the stories, really.
Have I met Hugo? I haven't. No.
Yeah, you've met Hugo.
Yeah, I know Hugo.
The man who knows everything. And there has to be a moral to the story, so I want you to tell me what the moral is, see if you can get it. There was a man who was bossy, and his name was Bossy too. He had a big brain. His brain was as big as the moon. He liked to walk every day because he had a big brain. He knew a person who had a rocket. Bossy wanted to kill that person because he didn't like that person. He didn't like that person because the rocket was very expensive and Bossy wanted the rocket. Then he killed that person using a missile. Next, the person who died became a ghost. But Bossy was angry with him, so Bossy wanted to kill that person again. Then the ghost saw that Bossy was angry, and Bossy talked to an alien and said, "Come to Earth now." The alien came to Earth and danced to make the ghost angry. In the end, the ghost was very angry and made a war. The alien won and danced again. So, what's the moral from that story? What should we learn?
I mean, I thought I knew the moral at the beginning, but it seemed to change quite considerably once that person died.
Yeah.
Just let things go. Just don't be jealous and just let things go.
No. The moral of the story is don't get expensive things. Like rockets.
Right. Okay, good. Nice one, Hugo.
If you do get them, hide them. Actually, the next one by Peak, 7 years old. Probably got a bit of a more clear moral.
Okay.
But the man who knew nothing, because he saw his brother's title was the man who knew everything, so he thought he'd change it.
It's clever. I like it.
King Peak, only shows up once in this story, was very tall, funny, smart and big. But anyway, one day, Mr. Cow slept all day. However, Eagle was trying to sleep, but Eagle couldn't sleep. Eagle looked at Mr. Cow. Eagle saw that Mr. Cow slept easily, but Mr. Cow wanted to help Eagle, so Mr. Cow told the secret of how to sleep easily. "You need to sleep on grass, because we can look at the clouds and it is nice." The Eagle tried this, and the Eagle could sleep. However, the eagle didn't say thank you, so Eagle needed to run away from Mr. Cow, who was very angry. The end.
So literally just appeared once in the story and did nothing.
Yeah. Each one just obviously say his class. Keep.
Right. So that's got a mole in it.
Yeah.
Say thank you.
Exactly. And this is where
good mole.
Animals not grateful.
Yeah, not grateful. Exactly. That's another example of an animal not being grateful, even to other animals. Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
You got told out to sleep, and he was like, "Yeah, nice one. I had a good night's sleep. Now fuck off. See you later, wanker."
Yeah.
And then just flies off.
Not sleeping on my field anymore. Exactly. It's not even hard for him to get away. He's find another field now, won't he?
Yeah. But I've got that knowledge, and I'm stealing it, and he won't help anyone else out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good. They were good. They were good stories for being 9 or whatever and 7.
Yeah.
And
I spoke to the dad. You know how it's like when we dream and we get influenced by stuff weirdly. He said his dad reckons it's because at football that day he was lying on the grass. He's probably looking at the clouds, thinking the clouds are nice. Thought
this would be a good bed.
Yeah. Get that in my story. Exactly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. What I was going to say. All right, so we'll do the story section, but I'm not sure it's going to work out.
We've done 37 minutes and 21 seconds, 22.
Right. So basically, what you said to me was just make it up on the spot. Is what you said to me, right? So
you've done a bit already, ain't you? You said you've done a bit.
Done a couple of
started
lines,
it. Yeah. Okay, so you kind of knew where you were going, didn't you?
Well, the problem was I didn't start. Can you just recap what happened last time? Because I didn't start in the right place, I don't think.
Oh well, they had they saw the Namwakawallows or whatever.
Namwakawallow, right? Yeah.
Nakmakawallows, which are the police. So we've introduced these things which might cause some troubles later or whatever. And around the Nakmakawallows, they can't speak English. They have to speak binary.
Yeah. And
then, so obviously, you can't speak binary. And then he was like, so, in the end, do you know anywhere where the people are hanging out? Like any humans or anything? And they were like, told him. And then they had to roll a dice to see if they had to go or not. And they kept rolling the dice, and the dice never came up with what they needed to go.
Yeah.
But in the end, he was going to go anyway to Shibibli Bang Pass.
Right, Shibibli Bang Pass. Oh, okay. So, they all went to this Shibibli Bang Pass, didn't they?
I don't know, you're asking me.
So there's Robot Alex, Robot Todd, Olivier, all walking along, and they get to this Shibibli Bang Pass, don't they? As they're walking along Shibibli Bang Pass, 2 robot birds flew over and stopped them, and they both pulled out what looked like a futuristic version of a big iron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what a big iron is, but they shoved a couple of those in their faces. In particular, Olivia's face. One of the robot birds goes 01 001 000
This is proof that you're making this up. Because you didn't think of a big iron before the podcast. Oh.
So he goes 01 001 000
Yeah.
And Olivia didn't have a fucking clue what he was saying. He hadn't got a fucking clue, and he couldn't ask the other two, could he? Because they were like, "I'm going to be busted here." So he was like, "Fuck!" And he noticed actually that the last one was a high pitched one. I know I didn't say it then actually. So actually, he said 01 001 000
Yeah.
Which means it's a question, isn't it? So he's like, "Fuck! I've got an answer. I've got to answer this now." And he's thinking, "What do these bastards want? Are they police? Don't know. They don't look like police. Is that it? Are they trying to rob me? Don't know why he's now got like a Brummy accent. Are they trying to rob me? I do not know." So he stared at him, and he answered, "I've just noticed. I did actually write more than this. It's all been deleted. Don't know where it is." And he just went 1 firmly, and then the robot bird went 1. And he went 1. And the birds seemed to take that as the correct answer. So the birds just suddenly turned round, put the guns away, turned round, and they went 1010. And then it's kind of like ushered them to go and follow them. So they started following them down. and they went down this Shibibli Bang Pass, went down Shibibli Bung Pass, which is like a side street. Then I think they ended up in Fatty Blimbo Pass, I think. Fatty Blimbo, I think it is. End up down there. Anyway, so as I started going down, it started getting a bit more weird and grimy. What's that symbol? What are you trying to say?
I just had the thought. Stories. I know better.
Than the man who thinking. What was the story again? Man who knew nothing.
And the man who knew everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably worse, really, because these haven't got moles. Anyway, so he's ended up at this Abafati food. I can't remember what it is. I've not written it down. Pass. And basically, what they see horrifies them. I might leave you on a cliffhanger here. What they see horrifies them. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
That's the end of the story.
That's the end?
Yeah. Oh, not the end of the story, it's the end of my chapter. So it's a cliffhanger for you to work out what horrifies them.
All right.
You got to keep people kind of wanting to know more, haven't you?
But they could even say the horror, couldn't they?
What?
Could even say the horror.
Yeah, that's what they said. No, because they've got to speak in binary.
Oh.
So they can't say that.
The horror's from. Do you know what book the horror's from? What famous book?
Is it called The Horror?
No, but I think you like the film remake.
I like
the film remake. The film remake is in Vietnam, but the original was in Africa.
So the original would have been Thingy of Darkness, and then the remake would have been Apocalypse Now.
Heart of Darkness.
Yeah, actually, I do know that. Yeah. Heart of Darkness. Mm-hmm. All right, so that was the story that I just made off the top of my head.
Good.
The problem is, we don't remember the stories from the week before, so we have to text each other and say, what's the story? But I do it before I go to sleep, and then I get it.
We're awake at different times, so we just receive the story.
I woke up at like 7:30 this morning, and I had the story to read, and I was looking at it like, the fuck, I don't even understand what the fuck that means. 1001? What the fuck does that mean? I was like, and I just thought, fuck it, I'll just go back to sleep and I'll wing it when I wake up. But then when you do wake up, you're like, I wish I'd have written something there.
Yeah, Alex wakes up just before the podcast, so we'll ask questions while Alex is asleep, and we'll get them as we start the podcast, and then we just have to shoehorn them in.
That's the way everyone likes it. That's why we're so popular.
Are we?
Yeah.
How is our popularity these days? Have we got any feedback?
Mm.
What's it saying?
Got one view just said excellent, excellent quality content. Yeah.
Really? And how many viewers have we had this week? Last week?
Listeners.
I've got viewers these days, haven't we?
Quite a lot. Yeah, quite a lot.
Got viewers and listeners, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, we got a lot. I think we're quite big in Japan.
Loads in relation to 10. 20.
More than 10. Way more than 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I might start doing my hair.
That's why
I might start thinking about what I wear. If I was shaving for my podcast, now have people that actually see me. I thought this was just going out there.
Yeah, there's loads of people watching this. Right?
Okay.
Right,
I'm usually more charismatic than this.
It's not. All right. So we need something to finish, don't we? Have you got any observations from the week?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Go on
then. Some people are really soft and need to toughen up.
So, on the flip side of the debate against toxic masculinity, we've got a bloke with a horseshoe moustache telling people that they need to toughen up.
Horseshoe moustache, raising money for testicular cancer, isn't it? So
yeah, which is
flip side again.
Does that mean that you're allowed to just
flip it back?
No,
okay. More specifically, not toughen up in every. But if you're playing rugby, you got to toughen up. All right.
So I think we've got to the root of the problem here, haven't we? This isn't to do with society in general. This is to do with. Okay, sorry.
I don't like losing. And my rugby team lost.
Take that back. Okay, we'll carry on with it. If any of you is rugby team are listening, toughen up. Make sure you don't want to be losing games by being soft.
Yeah, it's all mental. Don't forget about technique.
That is true. That is true. It is all like. Although having said that, I think golf's more of a mental sport than which is strange.
It's a different type of mental sport.
It's different, but it's different. It's strange, but golf's a strange sport.
Then chess is different mentally again. There's all different types of mentalities you need for different things.
Mad, isn't it?
Rugby, ultimately, golf. It's not like you ain't got to put your body on. You got to control your own mentality. Like what should be doing.
You've got to control your.
Rugby's more about. I've got to put my body on my line for my teammates.
Do I want to put myself in that dark place that I went last time? Do I want to do it?
Yeah.
I think I've watched a documentary or something. I had Brian O'Driscoll talking about training for sevens.
Mm-hmm.
So if people don't know, sevens is like a smaller scale rugby, but it's a lot faster paced, and you have to.
Right now, I'm not fat. I have been going running for a bit, and I'm still nowhere near as fit as I need to be for 15s.
Yeah,
now sevens
is much more a fitness game, and he was talking about how. So this is Brian O'Driscoll is one of the the most decorated rugby players of all time, and he was towards the end of his career, but I think he just finished playing 15s, and he went to train with the sevens team. And he just was saying how he couldn't handle it. Like, in the past he's done it, but you've got to really he says, can I take my brain to that dark place that I know it's got to go to? And he's like, I don't think I do. Because you've got to properly you've got to be willing to take yourself down to that dark, horrible place and just put yourself through the shit to be able to get to the level and do the things that you want to do. So, yeah, you need to be mentally tough if you want to play this game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Golf's not really like that, but golf's a bit different.
Yeah, golf. If you psych yourself up too much, and then
golf is all about controlling your emotions and not kind of getting ahead of yourself and overthinking things. If you're in a golf swing, if once one little headworm just goes into your head, you lost it, mate. You're screwed. Absolutely screwed. You need to, if there's a little headworm trying to get in, you gotta go. No, you stay out, mate. You stay out. You
Rugby,
get out.
If you do something wrong, you know what you've done wrong.
Yeah.
You know what you need to get to improve it. Golf.
You do something wrong. You have no idea what you've done wrong. You have no idea what you've done wrong. And if you think you do, that's probably worse because you probably think the wrong thing and you're making it worse.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, anyway, that's our sports analysis of the week.
So, I mean, in the future, if you're happy with the podcast and you don't want to listen to the last few minutes, we don't mind. You can turn us off then. But if you want a few just random shit about our own lives, then unrelated to you, but related to us.
Just skip to the end of the podcast. Yeah. No, don't do that. Listen to all of it. Oh, yeah, nice one. Thanks for joining us this week. See ya in a bit. Bye.
All right, we're done.
Looks like it, doesn't it?